information about Chinese relics was in the overseas. And first, I want to. There are some countries have many Chinese relics in Britain, France, Sweden, Switzerland, Russia, Japan, America. And first, I want to introduce Britain. Britain in the world. Britain has the largest has many Chinese relics. Actually, Britain is the country that has the biggest number and the best quality of Chinese relics in British Museum. For example, this one is very important China relics in Chinese arts history. It English name called In the Map. Chinese name is 泥石真图. It was drawn by Chinese painter Kai Zhigu and in the Han Dynasty. It is very important in Chinese history because it was called the first painting of the Chinese art history, and it has. But the tragedy is because the British Museum didn't know how to preserve it, how to save it. So actually, because we know in China, this painting need to see it in the flat place, not hung on the wall. And the British Museum separates them. Because it is too long, so British Museum separated it into two parts. In the edge of this part of this painting was damaged. Actually, in the British Museum, many Chinese relics didn't receive the best protection. Because I went to the Denver Arts Museum and in there I saw the many Chinese relics, but it preserved it protection very, it was protected very well in the glass thing. But in British Museum, because they don't have enough money, and the many Chinese relics often visited by Chinese or Asians, so they didn't put enough money to protect the Chinese relics. So many Chinese relics was damaged seriously. The tragedy thing about the Chinese painting, because we all know that in ancient time, Chinese painting, when they finish a painting, they will write a poem or something on this. Our size, but the British Museum didn't know how to protect them and which kind of format is best for this painting. So sometimes they will cut up the poem and the calligraphy just to preserve the painting. That's a very tragedy, and that is the tree-colored glazed portrait Tang Sancai, Tang Dynasty. The British Museum has the best quality tree-colored glazed portrait in the world, and it has many of these portraits. And the jade sculpture, I guess maybe this from the Xinjiang province. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe it looks like Yang Zhiyu. Yeah, and there's also the China relics, very famous China relics preserved in British Museum, and this one, and this coral bottle. Actually, in China, I never see the so beautiful and wonderful coral bottle in Chinese museum, and one didn't have. Maybe Taipei had. Okay. And France is the second center of Chinese treasure. For example, in Louvre have many Chinese relics, But the Gilmet Museum is the branch of Louvre. Over half of its collection are Chinese relics, and this up to it has over 30,000 China relics in the Gilmet Museum in Paris, and the Paris City Oriental Museum is also. In the Paris City Oriental Museum, the most important and the most famous exhibition of this museum is a bronze sculpture of Shang Dynasty. That is their famous and most important collection. In this Gilmet Museum, it has so many pottery sculptures, jazz sculpture, and Dunhuang painting. In Japan maybe Japan is the country. It is the first country to grab to the China relics. In the Qing Dynasty, 八国联军. In the 1900, because Japan and other seven countries came to Beijing to invade and rob the many China lakes, but the Japan robbed and Japan Army decided to live in the Beihai Park. Because we know now Beihai is a park of everyone, but in the ancient China ancient dynasty, Beihai is a relaxed place of 皇室 royal family. So in there, they saved so many Chinese relics, but Japan lived in that place, and they robbed all of the figures of the Buddha in the 1900. And another very tragedy of Chinese relics is Dunhuang. Because in Dunhuang we have so many figure of Buddha painting and many Chinese treasures. Yeah, we have many treasures, but in the 1900s, it nearly robbed by all the foreign countries in 1900. But Japan, in the Dunhuang, we have over 4,000 ancient books. Japan robbed over 1,000 of them. From 1931 to 1945, Japan robbed these three. Yeah. Sorry. 36 million. Yeah. 36 million. 36 million relics and disrupt the 741 historical sites. And the China Wang Xizhi is the most important China calligrapher in China, but the only one, the real works of Wang Xizhi was robbed by Japan. and the inscription on Guan's 甲骨文 in China before the 14th century, Chinese people use Guans to remember the words, and it was called the first language of the first words, the first Chinese words in the history. But it was we have 1,500 we have 1,500 1,500,000 inscription on Bones in China, but 30,000 was robbed, and Japan has over 10,000. 是我怎么说？ 150,000. In the overseas, I remember the number is 247 museums in overseas. They preserve over 1,640,000 Chinese relics, and over 10 million Chinese relics belong to private collectors in overseas. And in the British Museum, it has 22,000 Chinese relics. But actually, it didn't. These relics did not receive the best protection in British Museum. Oh, and I don't know why it become. Let's talk about how they look. There are three periods, and this relics was robbed. The Opium War. The first Opium War is Britain. The second Opium War was Britain and France. I forgot to write Britain. So that explains why Britain and France have so many Chinese relics in their country. The most tragedy of Chinese history is the eighth power elite force aggressive, this 八国联军. And these eight countries came to Beijing and nearly robbed all the treasures in Yuanmingyuan and the Forbidden City. The second, because that's the special time of the Chinese history. So at that time, many foreigners, no matter the arm of these countries, and another part of foreigners come to China to say that they will do some culture investigation, and actually they went to China. The purpose of them to went to China, to go to China is to steal the Chinese relics. Many countries in this time went to China to rob so many relics. The most tragic thing of Britain and France, they came to Dunhuang and nearly robbed all the things in Dunhuang. And the second period time of the domestic trouble, and the foreigner invasion. In the Opium War, we know the last 末代皇帝 last Emperor Puyi, and he moved to 1,200 exquisite painting and calligraphy outside the Forbidden City, and he sold all of them. And after the People's Republic of China was formed in 1949, because at the beginning the government did not have enough time and enough budget to protect these China lakes. So in this